Here we have Lucky Girl just after her meal, and she's relaxing. And there's food all over her towel, the food, because she's a messy eater like all possums. I'm going to tell you the story of how I found Lucky Girl.
She's a beautiful girl and I love her.
I was driving a pickup truck of mine. I was test driving it because I just fixed it. And I was going through the neighborhood. It was not registered or insured, so I didn't want to go out to the main road. I was driving through the neighborhood roads, and I decided I needed to turn around to avoid going onto the main road because I didn't have any license plates on the pickup truck. I was looking for a place to turn around and saw a building that had an alley behind it, and a voice in my head said, "Turn around here." So I looked over. I saw the alley and it didn't look like it went all the way through to the other street, so I thought I wouldn't do that turn around at that point. And then the voice implored me and said, "Turn around now." So I pulled in behind the building, and just as I did, a hawk was diving out of the sky and he crashed into my pickup truck, bounced off the hood, the front grill hood area. Crashed into the hawk flew into the building wall and then flew away. And I knew the hawk was diving for something, so I looked down on the ground to see what the hawk was diving for. And that's when I saw little Lucky Girl as a little baby dragging herself on the ground with her two front legs and dragging her rear legs. And I figured she was injured. And I knew that she could not make it in the wild like that, so I went to go pick her up. And I knew a little bit about possums. I knew that they're not all that dangerous because they don't have rabies. So I distracted her with my right hand by placing it in front of her face, and I took my left hand and grabbed her body and picked her up, and she had her mouth open and was hissing at me, but once I grabbed her, she calmed down. And I climbed in my truck and drove home, driving stick shift while holding a possum in my left hand and stick shift and steering wheel in my right hand. I got her home, and my wife works from home, and she was coming out of her office just as I was going in to show her the possum. I said, "Look, babe, look at this possum I found." And my wife said, "Oh, it's so cute." I said, "But it's injured."
I said, he knew I had always wanted a possum, but we were told that they are illegal in South Carolina.
And they're not illegal.
They're not illegal, we found out, but we thought they were, so we called some sanctuaries.
Yeah. Anyways, I thought that she would die overnight because I thought she was injured and would not recover. So I fully expected to find her dead the next day, but my wife took care of her, we got some formula, and she lapped that up. And by the way, when you use formula, make sure it doesn't have cow's milk in it. It has to be goat's milk. So we got her some formula, and she lapped it up, and we were quite impressed. But I expected her to be dead the next day, but the next day she was still alive and wanting some more formula. So eventually we started mixing other foods like applesauce and yogurt. And she has grown to the big girl she is now, and that's how I found her, and that's how she ended up in our household. She cannot walk or climb or stand using her rear legs. She can still move the rear legs. She has been examined by a vet, and she has an issue with her spine. She's not going to get better. She does not have MBD, but she's happy here with us, and we're going to keep her until her last day because she is not releasable. She's a loving girl, very chill, and I think that possums make
because we love her.
Good pets for the right person.
Lovable. Yes, we love you.
They don't destroy your home. They can be litter trained. They don't bite your neighbors. They don't pee on your walls or scratch all your furniture like a cat. So in that regard, they're easier than dogs or cats, but they only live a few years. So 3 years in captivity, maybe 4 if you're lucky. But they're very gentle, loving creatures. And once you have one, you'll understand. Say goodbye, Lucky Girl. Till the next time. And that's the story of Lucky Girl.